Morning, David.
Yeah, good morning.
How you doing?
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Hey, Dave.
Very good. Very good.
Do we know of anybody not coming? Has anybody said that they wouldn't be here
No,
on
and
the
I got
executive
1, 2,
committee?
3, 4, 5, 6 of the execs. All but Michael Capianco. Here he comes. So you got the executive board.
Okay. Okay, are we ready to go? So I'd like, okay. So I'd like to call the April 27th meeting of the Middlesex County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Sika,
Here.
James Brady, Michael Capabianco,
Here.
Scott Olson, Jeanette Larson,
Here.
Paul Clark,
Here.
Harry Delgado,
Here.
Mike Drulis,
Here.
Rich Janarone, Joe Zenga,
Here.
Mayor Heck, William Kurtz, Glenn Kurtz,
Yeah.
Ed Testito, Joe Monzo,
Here.
Donna Setzer, Jim Gauthier,
Here.
Sean Kelly,
Here.
Dominic Sinelli, Robin Rassiopi,
Here.
Patty Fahey,
Here.
Robin Campbell, Dave Grubb.
Here.
Yeah, okay. Joe Rubash, Rob Landolfi,
Here.
Diane Sherman, DOBI, okay.
Here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Suzanne Bridge. I'm sitting in for Dominic.
Oh, so how you?
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm sorry
okay.
about that. I didn't get to it sooner. Okay, thanks.
What is it, Suzanne?
Bridge.
Yes, Suzanne Bridge from Brown and Brown.
Okay.
And then see, we also have Mr. Cradaville.
Who?
Charlie Cradaville.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in your package, you had minutes from the March 23rd meeting. Do I have a motion and a second to approve those?
Motion, Joe.
Second, Mike Sika.
Paul Clark,
Yes.
Mike Sika,
Yes.
Mike Capabianco,
Yes.
Joe Zenga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Jeanette Larson,
Yes.
Mike Drulis.
Okay. Administrators report.
Yes, I give you the financial situation. Amboy Bank, $1,768,651. Roosevelt Savings, $25,000, and First Constitution Bank, $59,958, and that's now Lakeland Bank. So that's it.
Okay.
Claims wise, you have a claim run in your packet, I believe. Claims for 27 through 21, 31 million in claims against a claim budget of 27,000 and a premium of 20,318. With the start of 22, going to look a lot better. A claim budget of 4,000,001 against the premium. Thanks, Dave. Of 2,584,580. And that's it, Madam Chair.
Okay, okay, thank you. Managed care, is there anybody here from QualCare? Because I didn't hear Donna.
Let me
Is there
see
any-
if it came in, Cheryl. Hold on.
Okay,
No, she didn't, but if you want, I'll hit the highlights of her report.
okay, that'd be great.
All right, QualCare's report is in the agenda packet. Bills processed for March, 142. Charges of 201,000. Approved payments of 55,000 for in-network penetration of 94% and a percent of savings of 72%. And then for the year-to-date totals of 635 bills reprocessed. Total charges of $1.2 million with approved payments of 355,000 with average percent of savings of 71% and network utilization of 91%. Behind our reports are the top 10 providers by charges, as well as savings and charges by specialty.
Okay, great. Thank you. Safety and loss control.
Yes, Chair, in the reports or in the packets for the month of February are all claims reported since the last meeting, as well as new claims brought into the system, as well as claims we're pursuing third-party recoveries on. Third-party recoveries to date of $8,533,000 on the general claim system, and then the workers' comp system of $4,284,000. I've also included in the package today 2 MSI safety bulletins, which we've circulated for your members, for the membership to review with respects to ongoing safety and loss control programs they have going and what to look out for. Here comes Donna. And I also have Mr. Gote here to give you an update on the OSHA program. So,
okay, great.
Good afternoon. We're in the process of scheduling training in Milltown and Carteret. This training was requested by both entities. Once we get that done, we'll be fully engaged with the safety and health program for the year. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, finance report, Mr. Monzo.
Good morning. Glenn, you forwarded my report to the commissioners from last night?
Jeff.
Yes.
Okay. So there's really, at this point in the year, there's not a lot to talk about on that report. You know, we're, in terms of claims, we've only spent about $140,000, at least what's been reported to me. The revenue report shows that there are still some members who haven't made any payments for the year yet. I think we have all the receipts that have been sent to Glenn's office. We've collected $535,000 against the 2021 special assessment from 4 of the members. And we've collected $75,000 from the 0102 deficits from prior years. Late last week, Glenn and I and Mike McGuire from Samuel Klein had a meeting with the state auditor and with Adobe to talk about the supplemental report that's coming out. I didn't really get a chance to look at the agenda today. Is that on there today, Glenn, or is that going to wait until the next meeting?
It's on for discussion, so you could just talk.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know we had a meeting with them, and Glenn will give you the details of that. And myself and Mike McGuire, we were satisfied with the way they're going to present their findings and/or changes to the regular JIF audit that we had. Additionally, I don't have a way to share my screen, but Glenn sent me a copy of a financial report that one of the other JIFs uses that is somewhat significantly different from the one you're used to seeing from me. It has information on it about all the other closed years based on, paid claims, case reserves, IBNRs, et cetera. So Glenn and I are going to work on producing this report probably maybe for the June. I have to determine how to get the information that's given to me now and put it into a format that'll produce this report, automatically. So, Glenn, if you wanted to send that around to people, let them know what we're going to take a look at. So we're working towards a report that's going to be a little more comprehensive in terms of where we are with prior claim years, not just concentrating only on the 2000 or the current year. So we're working on that.
Just to bring everybody up to speed, this was one of the MEL's recommended reports that came out of the seminar everybody attended with respects to the commissioner training program, the financial fast track report. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
This is one of the reports the MEL circulates to its members to give them an idea on a monthly basis where the JIF stands, so they don't necessarily have to wait for the annual audits to come out. Joe and I are working to put this together, and it's going to be in conjunction. Hopefully, we'll get it to everybody for the end of the May meeting.
I just said June. Weren't you listening?
But I was waiting to get the final numbers in from the state on their review, because this is a historical report that goes actually all the way back to the beginning of the JIF, and allows you to look at not only the current year status, but also the JIF as a whole. In addition to that report, one of the other reports you saw during that commissioner training program was the lost time financial report, which I've been working with Mr. Landolfi on. I've since collected about 99% of the information needed to compile that, as well as I got to get an updated lost time report from QualCare. And then from what I understand, the MEL will be able to do the actual computation in that. I don't think if Bob is on the line or not, but maybe Dave can chime in. This tracks the, as you all heard during the commissioner seminar, workers' comp is probably the leading trigger when it comes to tracking and controlling claims. Workers' comp has taken the lead with respects to claim fluctuations, and really it's more than 50% of the overall JIF budget. So as Mr. Landolfi said in that meeting, controlling workers' comp claims is key to controlling your overall claim costs. That's something the MEL has been looking at, and maybe Dave will chime in a minute with respects to some of the changes in the law that he's been mentioned over the past that is affecting workers' comp costs. But controlling lost time workers' comp cases is something we're going to seriously take a look at moving forward. This report will be able to give everybody the idea where they stand against the JIF and where they stand against other JIFs in the state, because the MEL has been doing this for all MEL members, and you could tell where you stand amongst other municipalities, public sector entities with respects to your lost time cases. So
again, we're committed to help the Middlesex JIF in any way possible to initiate these reports. You can be assured of our assistance here, and Bob Landolfi will work directly with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here, Glenn and Dave, so on board, on the same page.
Okay, I got all the claim employment counts and full-time, part-time. I know we had discussed how to handle volunteers. I got the numbers in on that, Bob, so I'll get it over to you. And I'm working with QualCare to run a report with lost time cases, and then I guess you guys will crunch the numbers and compute the individual experiences. So,
sounds good.
All right.
Okay. So I kind of,
Yeah,
was that
a little bit?
Yeah.
There, but,
Yeah.
If you want to go to old business.
Okay, that's okay. Old business.
Old business. We received the draft of the DOBI exam, as Joe mentioned. We had a meeting, myself, Michael, and Joe with respects to some suggested changes they provided. We met with them, I believe, on Friday, and went over it with Mr. Wolf and Diana Sherman, as well as the two members of the exam team. I believe we've come to an agreement with respects to the changes. I'm reviewing the other parts of the report with respects to the history of the JIF and the operations, just to make sure everything's compliant and up to speed there. And I believe once that's done, DOBI will issue their final exam report, which we'll present to the board for review and consideration. And then we have to consider next steps in that regard, which is addressing the fund deficit and how we move forward. I've been discussing with Ed and DOBI, as well as the subcommittee on finance with respects to how to address the overall fund deficit, which we will be presenting shortly to the board for consideration, as well as a possible repayment program moving forward. In that regard, I had a conversation with DOBI because, as you're aware, cash flow will be a key consideration in that repayment program. I've asked the actuary to recrunch numbers through a 10-year payment plan, which she got over to me last night. And I'm reviewing, and that's something we'd have to consider when we address the repayment program for the JIF members. Other than that, as soon as I get the final draft from DOBI, I'll circulate it to everybody for their review.
Okay. New business.
Yeah, in the package, just to give everybody an update, both myself and Jeanette attended the MEL meeting on March 25th. It was very well received, and they do have a lot of resources and a lot available to the JIF members, which I'm going to recommend everybody take advantage of. They are a very large organization with a lot of professionals behind them, and it's looks like it's going to be a good union moving forward, and a lot for our JIF to take advantage of. Jeanette, I don't know, you were there, if you wanted to chime in or not.
No, I think you said it all. I mean, I was happy to attend, and I look forward to maybe attending some more in the future. And I'm excited about all the training that will be coming our way as members as well.
Other item for consideration under new business we received, and one of our commissioners or two of our commissioners had brought this up with respects to the municipal budget caps and dealing with the deficits, as well as changes in the cost of insurance moving forward. As you're all aware, budget times are tough, and you guys are under a budget cap. The MEL is asking its local JIFs as well as individual members to consider a resolution to address the budget cap relief. Dave, I don't know if you want to chime in. And
yeah, and this also gets back to the question of the finances, which in the additional assessments we talked about earlier. There's an awful lot going on right now with the costs of claims, especially workers' compensation claims, with some other areas. Just to give you a couple of numbers, and this was some of the things that we talked about at the retreat. The change in the workers' compensation pension system offsets, where now claims that were formerly paid by the pension system have been really transferred to the workers' compensation system. And that was a change that was made last February. That cost the mill by itself in 2021 something in the order of magnitude of $13 million. Then we also got hit with $8 million relative to the hurricane against our normal budget of about $4 million. Very fortunately, we were able to offset these costs by calling in some deferred premiums that we had deferred from 2017 to 2021. So we're now looking at an additional assessment. We've been able to pay these unexpected costs without having to resort to an additional assessment. But the point that I need to make here with everyone is that these cost increases are not one time, they're ongoing, particularly with respect to the what's happening in the workers' compensation system and some of the other things that are occurring in liability. So you can expect, independent of the additional assessments that you're going to have to deal with as a result of the deficits that you've run, you can expect that the budget increases for 2023 are going to be very substantial. Going to be very substantial for everyone. Whether you're in the mail system or not in the mail, at least we still have a substantial amount of surplus. So it is important that we communicate with the legislature that there's a real problem here, and that the problem is primarily due to factors that were really beyond local control. We certainly couldn't do anything about the change in the pension systems and some of the other things that are listed in that resolution, and that we're going to need cap relief. And the members of this JIF in particular are going to need cap relief because of those additional assessments that Glenn talked about earlier. So we would urge this JIF to adopt this resolution, and we would also urge all members of this JIF to try to adopt this resolution. We're currently working with the chair of the Senate Finance Committee to get a cap relief bill introduced. But I cannot emphasize too much. There is an awful lot going on, and everyone is going to be looking at some very substantial budget increases for 2023.
Dave,
Bear are bad news, but there's no way of sugarcoating us.
Dave, you have any problem if I send a copy of this to the governor, my senator, and assembly?
I would strongly urge you to do so.
The municipal managers have been discussing this on their chat forums. So we suggested on that forum that they do the same thing that you're suggesting, Davis, to seek some sort of cap relief. I know you're going through the legislature, but I had encouraged the managers and their executive board to speak to the DLGS director to see if they can provide relief, director's relief outside of the statutes. So this resolution, if it gets adopted by all the member towns, will go a long way to, some of the people on this call are not old enough to remember when there was actually a outside the cap relief for insurance costs.
Yep.
And for garbage costs, for that matter.
Yep.
So the time may be coming, and garbage too. I've been following some of the. I know it's off the topic, but some of these garbage contracts have been going up, between 50 and 75%, because only a couple people are bidding on them. So there's not to use the word collusion, but just a little bit of conversation amongst people with respect to this. Two of these costs that in years gone by were, some cap relief was provided, are now rearing their heads again, insurance and garbage.
Yeah, we're also in contact with Jacqueline on these issues. I might add that she will be the keynote speaker on Friday for the educational seminar that we're running that I think some of you have signed up for. We're hoping that if everyone works together, we can get this problem solved. But everyone needs to chime in. You're absolutely right.
Do we need a vote on the resolution?
I would request it.
You have to introduce it. Motion and second.
Okay. Do we have a motion to introduce the resolution for the budget cap relief?
So moved, Joe.
Second, Mike Sika.
Paul Clark,
Yes.
Mike Sika,
Yes.
Mike Capabianco,
Yes.
Joe Zinga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Michael Drulis,
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes.
Chair, the other items I have under new business, we're gonna need to call a special meeting probably in the next 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks to address the DOBI exam, as well as appointment of the JIF auditor for 2022. So
Okay.
I'd like to, check if everybody's schedule, probably for
I'm sorry.
I'm probably looking at is everybody available the 9th or 10th?
I'll be in Arizona both of those days, but I'm not sure. I don't have votes. So you really don't need me.
I'm available either one of those days.
Yeah, I'm available, Joe, both days.
I can do it.
I would prefer the 10th.
Okay.
I can do the 10th.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, sounds good. I'll set it up for the 10th, and we'll set up a special meeting. I'll notify the local paper.
Okay.
Is that for noon?
If noon works, or do you want to move it up earlier in the day?
No, that's fine for me. Whatever,
Okay.
whatever time.
Noon works.
Okay. Okay. Next, we have audience comments. Is there anyone from the audience that wishes to make a comment? All right. Hearing none. A motion to go into closed session.
Motion, Joe.
Second.
So who was second?
Harry.
Paul Clark,
Yes.
Mike Sika,
Yes.
Mike Capiano,
Yes.
Joe Zinga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Mike Drulis,
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes. Okay, so